Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are doing well today. So we got to talk about this latest comment by LeBron James. Fanboys, I know I said that last week was LeBron week because of that one fanboy, but unfortunately for you guys, the basketball season has started and LeBron James keeps giving us content. So it is what it is. So apparently, after the Lakers beat the Suns, and LeBron's pass to Cam Reddish, apparently LeBron says after in the post-game interview that he always makes the right play. He actually said that. He got on the microphone, and that came out of his mouth. That one right there made me the GOAT, and I always make the right play. First of all, I just got to say, this guy just, he doesn't know how to help himself. Like, I'm puzzled. But I guess it shouldn't be a surprise because he's been doing it for this long. So either he doesn't care that he sours his image with the public, or, he's just not that smart, or a combination of both. But, he keeps doing things like this. So, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Fanboys, how could you possibly always make the right play and have 5,000 turnovers? How is that possible? I would say that it is not possible. So, foot in the mouth already. But let's talk about some things here. First of all, like the title says, I believe that LeBron James hides behind this whole thing about making the right play. I think he hides behind it for the obvious reasons that LeBron James doesn't have a lot of facets to his offensive game. He just doesn't. His offensive game is very limited. And so, I can't stand Skip Bayless, because as much as he gets on there and trashes, so to speak, LeBron James, he too is part of pushing some of these narratives that to me just aren't true. Like he says, LeBron James is one of the greatest drivers of the basketball he's ever seen, and I'm trying to figure out how that's the case. To me, to say that one is one of the greatest drivers of the basketball, to me, that implies that one has lots of different moves and ways of getting to the basket and lots of different moves and ways of finishing at the basket. Not one way to get there and a couple of ways to finish, which that's what LeBron James is. Again, he's very limited in his offense, which is why I think a lot of times he's hesitant in the closing moments, because he's not like a Kobe or Jordan who has infinite ways to beat you, infinite ways to get off a shot. If they get to the goal, they have infinite ways of finishing the shot. So that alleviates the stress of, having to take the last shot. But let's talk about this pass first narrative. First of all, people keep trying, like Gilbert Arenas. People like Gilbert Arenas keeps trying. I heard Gilbert say something to the effect of one time that why do we punish LeBron for using his gifts when we allowed Kobe and Mike to use their gifts, which was the one-on-one skills? Let's just put this out there. To be willing to take the last shot is taking more responsibility and is being more of a leader, because you're taking the responsibility of the winning or losing on your shoulders, and you are taking accountability for that. So, to me, again, LeBron's whole thing about making the right play is just he's not willing to take on that accountability for that last shot. Again, because he doesn't really have enough moves to ensure that he could get a quality shot at the end of the game. But let's talk about the right play. Because LeBron always talks about the right play as if him getting the ball to the open man is the right play. And I beg to differ. I think the right play is the play that gives you the biggest chance of winning. Meaning, when you're passing to the open man, you got to consider some things. You got to consider, obviously, this guy's field goal percentage, but you also got to consider, how is this guy under pressure? How is this guy in the clutch? Which is oftentimes why you want your best star player taking the last shot, because they are oftentimes the one who is better in the clutch. And I would argue that there are times when I would rather have Michael Jordan shooting over two people than to pass it to somebody else that's open. Even though this is a little bit different. And I want to tell you why. To me, a lot of it, what it comes down to is leadership. Because here's the difference. To me, Michael Jordan took players like Luke Longley, Bill Wennington, and he held them accountable in practice. He held them accountable through hard practice. And because he was confident, and because he was the greatest player in the league, and you could hear Jordan's teammates say this out of their own mouths. Two things that they felt, because they had Michael Jordan, it was always a chance of winning. And two, that Michael Jordan never asked them to do anything that he wasn't willing to do himself, or that he wasn't doing himself. So to me, this is a difference in leadership between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. This is why Michael Jordan was able to make that pass to Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr confidently knock it down. Not because Jordan trusted in his teammates. Because he trusted in his teammates, but I guess what we have to get down to is the why. Why did he trust in his teammates? Why did he trust in Steve Kerr? Because they had these hard battles in practice. And because he knew Steve Kerr was battle tested from practice. So he knew in these games, Steve Kerr would have to have the coolness of mind, the calmness in his demeanor to collect himself and knock down the shot. Now, this is different than what LeBron James says. LeBron James says, I trusted in him, because apparently Cam Reddish had missed a shot the game before or something. And LeBron was like, basically trying a aha moment to everybody who doubted him. It's like, I trusted in him and he made the shot, ha kind of thing. But the thing is this, you trusting in a player on its own means nothing. It's like, why do you trust in it? See, to me, that word trust gets thrown around like the word confidence gets thrown around today. It's like everybody talks about being confident and, if you just be confident and blah, 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 blah. It's like confidence is not the cure. Confidence only matters once you have put in the work. So if you put in the work and you're confident, then yeah, that's great. But people act like you could just wake up out of bed and say, hey, I'm confident, and become the next Michael Jordan. It doesn't work like that. Well, it's the same thing with trust. It's like, trust, why do you trust him? It's like, do you trust him just because, number one, you don't want to take the last shot and don't want to take accountability for the last shot, and he's someone you can pass it to, and if he makes it, it makes you look good, and if he misses it, then you can say, well, hey, I did my job, I found the right play. Or do you trust him because you've been holding him accountable in practice, because you've been helping him become the best basketball player that he could be? And I think we all know the answer to that. That's not true, because LeBron James is not the best basketball player he could be. It's like, why do you trust? Why do you trust him? It's like empty trust means nothing. Like you just saying, oh, well, you missed it last time and I'm going to keep passing it to you because I trust you. That means nothing if this guy's not working on his game. And I'm not saying Cam Reddish is not working on his game. But what I'm saying is there has to be a reason for that trust. It can't be just, oh, well, I trust him, so, as long as he's confident, he's going to make the shot. No, this is the difference between leadership and Michael Jordan and LeBron James. This is the difference between holding people accountable in practice and building trust in practice versus empty trust. And again, LeBron James is not the best player he could be. So we know he's not. I mean, we've seen enough of LeBron in his career. First of all, he hadn't even stayed anywhere long enough to build real trust between teammates or to build up lesser players. In the places he's been long enough, he doesn't keep the players long enough. It's like the moment they not helping him within a year or two, you best believe he gonna be having secret meetings with the front office saying, if you don't get these guys out of here. So what is the right play? To me, the right play is the one that is most likely to win the game when you factor in everything. When you factor in how good of a shot is this guy? How good is this guy in clutch situations? How poised can this guy remain? How good is this guy at adjusting if the play doesn't go the way we think it should or go the way we drew it up? How good is this guy in adversity? Period. When you factor in all those things, sometimes the answer is, I need to take this shot, even if I have to shoot over two people. But again, LeBron can't do that because he doesn't have any moves. And while we at it, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This video is getting longer than I intended to, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. LeBron James either just doesn't have the moves to execute or just doesn't have good IQ in terms of reading the situation in terms of double teams and that kind of stuff. To me, and what I mean by that is, maybe it's that he just doesn't have the moves. But it's like players like Jordan and Kobe, it's like you would be hard pressed to double team them because they always saw the double team coming and was able to spin away from the double team quick enough to get off a good shot. But LeBron, maybe it's the moves thing. Maybe he just doesn't have those kind of moves in his bag at all. But yeah, it's like a lot of times I'm watching him and I'm thinking like, you can tell LeBron is already planning on passing. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You can tell LeBron is already planning on passing and he's not even thinking about his own shot in a lot of these situations. And that's not, for a star player, I don't know what to say. But anyway, I guess we're going to hold up here, We'll see what other gems LeBron bring us in the next week or two. Again, always makes the right play, except 5,000 other times, I guess. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment. What is the right play to you? Is the right play simply just getting it to the open man, or is the right play weighing out all the options, all the variables, and deciding what is actually going to give you the best chance to win the game, which may not be passing it to the open man who easily gets shook, who maybe doesn't have the greatest field goal percentage. Maybe that's not it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.